Future of academy is multidisciplinary nature. We've moved away from single disciplines to a combination of disciplines, and that's what CASELAP brings. So you'll be seeing that people are required in the field that can be able to solve problems with different skill sets. So you require economics, you require law, you require ecology, you require policy. That's the kind of future that I think is there. The second that is about the future of CASELAP, that makes the future of CASELAP bright, is the fact that unlike 20 years ago, there's greater recognition of the need to provide practical and timely solutions to the many environmental challenges facing the world and to be able to achieve sustainable development goals. We are in the last decade of SDGs. Achieving SDGs, ending poverty, and ensuring sustainable development is a priority for the international community, and therefore requiring students to be able to get those skills and requiring experts in the field that have those kind of skill sets. And that is the contribution CASELAP will continue making into the next decade.
I'm Nyukuri, I'm a lecturer at the Center for Advanced Studies in Environmental Law and Policy. CASELAP comprises of an interdisciplinary team of scientists, economists, lawyers, and social scientists. And with that, it offers very unique programs that will then assist students gain skills and new knowledge in order to prepare them for the market-driven employment and jobs, and as well as entrepreneurial activities. The other thing is that the programs offered helps the students to move forward into further levels of learning, like PhDs, for example, from master's to PhD level. And the fact that they gain very many skills as they learn along the way, they are able to then gain research competencies and analytical skills in their work, as well as be able to use that research or the knowledge gained to come up with policy frameworks or regulatory frameworks that assist at the national level and the county level as well. So it's an all-rounded program that really assists students to move forward into the job market very swiftly.
It's Henry Lotir. I am a master's student at CASELAP. I am in my second year. So number one thing that makes learning interesting in CASELAP is, number one is everybody is willing to learn. I will give you an example. When we had the online exams, every institution in this country was confused as to how they will administer that exam. But due to the leadership provided by the director, to be specific, we were able to sit for those exams and finished in the time that we had stipulated. Number two, I think also leadership. The head of the center provides what I would consider robust leadership in the center, because he encourages everybody to work hard, encourages the teaching staff, the students to do their part. So that is how I even consider that we were able to do those exams on time. The last thing is the delivery of content. CASELAP is a multidisciplinary center. There are so many, it's a combination of so many professionals. We have lawyers, we have people who have done studies in natural resources, conservation, generally environmental issues, so many, a diverse field in terms of the teaching staff. So that is one thing that makes learning interesting. And number two, related to the multidisciplinary nature of stuff, is how the content is delivered. It's not an instance where you are told, sit down and hear from the oracle. You are being encouraged to speak out your mind, share your experience, so that everybody else can learn from your experience as an individual. Because it is understood that we've come from different backgrounds. So it is encouraged that you speak out, share your experience, share your knowledge, so that everybody else in the class learns something from you.
What should be expected from a student with regard to learning experience?
I think one thing that should be expected from a student after the end of a program, whether it's a PhD program or a master's program, is that multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary kind of looking at every policy issue or legal issue, because the center offers policy in environmental environmental law policy and environmental law. And it is expected that at the end of the program, you have the ability to interrogate every policy issue or every legal issue so that you look it from a broader perspective. I'll give you an example. In this country, we have had mistakes in the past in terms of policy. The climate change issue, for example, we rushed in 2016 to enact a 2016 Act, the 2016 Climate Act, which we didn't have a policy in the first place. I don't know whether it was a motivation to become the first country in Africa to have such a law or something. I believe that is a misdoing that can be corrected by professionals who have a robust background in policy issues, environmental issues, so that we guide the process as it is supposed to be. It should be a policy and it should be a law. And number two is the aspect of research. I think one thing that is the epitome of academic studies is research. How do you conduct your research? How do you conduct credible, ethical research? That is something that CASELAP insists so much that it is determined to take out people who have that good knowledge, good understanding on how to conduct research. And the last issue is on the diversity, even in terms of the careers. Having studied a master's program, for example, in environmental policy, and with a background in law, I'm not so much restricted to becoming a courtroom lawyer, for example. It opens so much opportunities for me. I can be a consultant, a policy consultant. I can do a number of things related to environmental policy, not necessarily being a litigation lawyer or being basically a courtroom lawyer. So in terms of opening up careers for people, it helps people to see beyond their undergraduate studies and to be able to combine their knowledge in undergraduate education and to combine that knowledge with the program, the master's program, for example, or the PhD program they're undertaking, and to be able to shape for themselves what should be their career path in the future.